Waaagh! That's right, everybody. It's crumpin' time. It's bumpin' time, and I'm blasting you up, Quentin.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah, you sure I am, you elfie boy.
Yeah.
That's right, everybody. It's the greenest, it's the bestest, it's the biggest, baddest orc-tied crumpin' fumpin' that ever did done fump. We are Waaagh out in here.
That was the most orky sentence I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here for orkin', I'm here for Waaagh, I'm here for orc sentencing. I'm going to speak this entire preview in orc Waaagh thing. You can be the translator.
I will be shocked and amazed if you could do that.
Well, we the greenest, we the bestest. We going to get this done. First, I got to do the intro, though.
Okay.
So we are on a wars.
No, you have to do the intro as an orc.
Of course. We are on a wars. We do competitive 40Ks. This is the orc preview. Into preview, thanks to the James Workshop overlords. This is where we're going to go on the Warhammer community website. And then we're going to thump. And then we're going to crump. And then we're going to read them rules. That's Quentin's job. Quentin's our coach here. He knows how to read.
I do, in fact, know how to read.
And that's why we hired him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
only one in this house that knows how to read. You heard it here first, boys.
That's, there's a whole line of people who can read. But not this orc. This git just, he's greenest, he's the bestest, he's the bossest. We're going to go through this thing. We're going to go through and teach you the rules. We're going to tell you what's good. We're going to tell you what's bad. We super excited. And most importantly, don't forget to smash that likes button, subscribe the crump button, and leave the comments for the Mork and Gorks. Exactly, everybody. While Quentin's catching up on air, these stupid humies gotta remember how to breed. Let's look at this pretty picture. Everybody loves the orcs. Waaagh! Alright, Quentin. What's your thoughts on the orcs?
I think the only good orc is a dead orc.
You're a dork. More orc pictures. We got Scallywag Squig Man over here. We got the Crumpin' Shumpin' Shooter Man.
Is he tougher than a rock squig?
He might be tougher than a rock squig. Alright, let's get to the good bits. Let's read Orcs Army-wide rule. Waaagh! Read a boy.
If your army faction is orcs, once per battle, at the start of the battle round, you can call a Waaagh. If you do so until the start of the next battle round, orcs units from your army are eligible to declare a charge in a turn which they advanced. Add 1 to the strength and attacks characteristic of melee weapons equipped by orcs models from your army, and orc models from your army with a 5 invulnerable save. This seems really good.
This is really good.
This is really good.
That's Humie speak for orcs is the best. Orcs get advanced in charge, orcs get stronger and attack more, orcs get 5 up invuls. What else could you want? Nothing.
Yeah. This is really similar, I believe, to how orcs play now. So you get the one turn where your whole army goes really fast and hits really hard, and hopefully you... Yeah, hopefully you have killed everyone as your Waaagh turn, fades away. I think which is really cool. It's really thematic, and I'm really glad they kept this around.
This is pretty much the same Waaagh that currently exists in 9th edition. Waaagh! If it ain't broke, don't fix it, boys. Crump 'em and fump 'em.
Yeah, I mean, it's great now. It'll be great in 10th edition.
So, we got a detachment rule for them boys, too. We've got get stuck in. Getting stuck in means your melee weapons get sustained hits. What's that mean, Q-Money?
So that's Exploding Sixes, if you haven't been keeping up with the preview. So this is, I'm pretty sure, is really similar to how it is now, because the Waaagh now in 9th edition has 2 phases. I think it's +1 attack, right?
It's +1 attack in the second battle round.
So now it's Sustained Hits 1, which is Exploding Sixes, which is really cool. I love Exploding Sixes. It's got some weird math things you can do. If you can add rerolls to it, it's really awesome. We have no idea what rerolls are going to be.
We're here to find out.
We're here to find out.
Exploding Sixes is awesome. It's basically playing them Goths. And we all know Goths is the biggest and the best. Like our main man, Gaz. So, Beast Snagga boys. This is the troop choice we all been wanting to see. These are the beastiest and baddest of them boys. They move 6, they toughness 5, they got that 5 up armor save, 1 wound, 2 for the knob, of course, leadership 7, and objective control 2. What else they got for the weapons, Q?
So, it seems like they've kept more or less the same. The chop has kept AP 1, which is actually really interesting. It seems like the Power Claw lost an AP. It's now AP 1 instead of, I think it was AP 2. So... that's that. Weapon skill 3, which is about what I expected. One thing that I'm noticing is interesting is orcs are still toughness 5, and Beast Snagga boys are OC 2. John and I talked a lot in the Custodes preview about how regular Custodes were OC 2, which was an interesting design choice we didn't expect. And there's some core abilities. They have 6-up Feel No Pain, which is just like neat. The army, or these guys seem to have a 5-up save, which I think is better than what they have now. I think they have a 6-up save right now. And so 6-up Feel No Pain will obviously go a long way in helping for that. And they reroll hits against monsters and vehicles. I think they get +1 to hit right now.
Yeah, they got the reroll hits against the monsters and vehicles. 6-up Feel No Pain replaces the invils. I think they're not quite as good as they are in the today, but they're still pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it'll really, with points depending. But, I mean, they seem fine. They seem like Beast Snagga boys. It's about what I expected from them.
They seem like Beast Snagga boys. All right, the Beast Snagga boys crump and thump. They also battle line. That's good.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I'm noticing, go back up.
I was get to the good stuff.
They've got the mob keyword. I have no idea what that'll do, but it might be some kind of stratagem.
That's the Orc boys often form mobs, Quentin.
Yeah.
Brutal. So then we got the main man, Mr. Ghazghkull Thraka, the Lord of the Orcs. Cue money.
Okay. So the first thing that jumps out at me, I was kind of expecting him to be a big monster. So I saw 10 wounds and was kind of surprised. I was like, really, that's it? But then I realized he's got the leader keyword. So he can go in units, which is really different than how he plays now and is awesome. So gone are the days of Gaz riding around alone in a battle wagon and then you kill the battle wagon and Gaz dies. So he's got friends with him now.
My main man Gaz has really had an identity crisis over the additions. He's gone from phase caps to joining squads to not joining squads, back to joining squads.
Yeah, so movement 5, toughness 6, 2-up save, 10 wounds, leadership 6, and OC 4, which is really interesting. We talked about leadership 6 being actually pretty high if custodians and Guilliman are 5. 10 wounds means he's really tough with toughness 6 and a 2-up save, and a 4-up invuln, obviously, so he's not going down to really anything.
He's not that fast.
He's really not 5. Yeah. But he's got advance in charge.
With the Waaagh term.
With the Waaagh term, which will help a lot. He hits like a truck in combat, 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, it's strength 14, AP 3, damage 4. So he's going to, pick things up and throw them across the battlefield.
And sustained hits for being orcs.
And sustained hits. And then he's rapid fire 4 in shooting, 12 attacks at hitting on 5s, strength 5, AP 0, damage 1. So not, super impressive, but he'll definitely, might kill an intercessor or something like that.
And Makari's Stabba's got devastating wounds.
Which is hilarious. I love Makari.
Makari's the best. He's my spirit animal.
Makari's got a 2-up invuln, which is something I've been seeing that they've added back to the game. Because Trajan we saw yesterday has one, which is really interesting.
I wonder if the Drukari elf creature is going to have it.
I wonder if the Archon's going to keep his.
We'll see.
I kind of hope so. Maybe you can reroll his.
No.
Because you can't reroll Makari's.
Oh, I like that. You should not reroll 2-up rerollables. That was a whole 7th edition. No one likes 7th edition.
Okay. While a friendly Orcs unit is within 12 inches of Makari, which is a little grop dude that follows him around, if you've called a Waaagh, melee weapons equipped by models in this unit have lethal hits.
That is 6s to hit, automatically wounds, so the crumping and the thumping gets even more funsin'.
Yeah, which is really good on a unit that has a lot of attacks, like Orc boys, or I'm assuming like maybe Mega Knobs is probably what Gaz can join. That seems kind of fitting.
That seems like his thing. Maybe just some boys, some good old-fashioned boys.
Thoughts on the idea that Snazguns keep their stats but get every keyword from Zlak Onion? Zlak Onion, do you have no idea how long I've wanted to read a super chat from you? So you just made my day.
Appreciate your super chat, Zlak Onion. $5 to the good crumps.
I have no idea what Snazguns are going to do, but I hope they get every keyword. I hope they are devastating wounds and precision and lethal hits and sustained hits and snaz? Maybe that's a keyword we haven't seen before.
Well, maybe we'll see it today. Weapon Spotlight coming up next.
I know.
But we got to finish up Gaz. One thing that I'm kind of sad about is that Gaz doesn't have the pick a one of 3 rules ability that like Abaddon and Guilliman.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by that.
Yeah, he feels like the Primarch of the Orcs, but he's the Prophet of the Orcs instead.
He does give +1 to hit and +1 to wound, so that is not nothing.
That's not nothing. Him and his boys are gonna hit.
So he's really reliably hitting. He's basically wounding and hitting every target in the game on 2s, it looks like.
As always, it's gonna come down to the points.
Yes.
And then those for the counting Orcs. Mm-hmm. All right, we going down. What is this I see? Is it a Stompa? A Def Cannon? The Def Cannon on a Stompa? Range 72, 3d6 shots, ballistic skill 5, Orky, strength 14, AP 3, d6 damage, and a blast. That's an Orky gun if I ever saw it.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. I mean, blast is really good now. Strength 14 is awesome. It means you wound a lot of the vehicles you've been seeing in previous. I believe Knights they set a toughness 12.
This thing can do potentially 108 damage with one shot.
Sure. Yes, it technically can. If you get 18 shots that all hit and all wound, and they fail every save, and they do 6 damage to everyone, you can do that much damage.
You know how orc technology works, Quentin.
You gotta believe in it?
You gotta believe.
All right. But what's actually gonna happen is I think this is a fairly good large target killer, because there's just a lot of shots. So some are gonna go through as orcs are wont to do. But the blast keyword is actually pretty effective against large squads of stuff, because you get a lot of shots.
Yeah, you gotta hit steal. That's always them tricky parts. The ballistic skill. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's a Stompa. It's a cool weapon.
Right.
Look, how does it compare to them night weapons?
I have no idea. I didn't read that preview.
Okay. We got a mega chopper. Okay, I think we have a new prize in the strength 24 category. New high score, everybody.
So that wounds Knights on 2s.
That one's Knights on 2s.
You get the Stompa advance in charge. You give it lethal. I wonder if we're going to go into the Stompa meta.
Why?
Wouldn't that be great, everyone, if the top tables are just 3 Stompas versus 3 Stompas?
Stompas joined the killer cans.
That'd be... Turns out they have the leader keyword.
So yes,
AP5, I think that's the highest AP we've seen.
strength 24, damage 10. I will allocate 1 attack to each rhino.
Got that CP reroll in the back pocket.
Oh my god.
The sweep profile is also really good. Strength 10.
18 damage, 3 attacks.
You know what that is? That's a Terminator killer right there, if I've ever seen one.
I gotta say, I'm not sold on the Def Cannon, but I might be sold on the Mega Chopper. This thing.
We get both. And then, of course, it's a Stompa, so you have, 47 random shooters. And it's probably, firing deck 69 or something.
Yeah.
So.
and it's joined to the killer cans. Okay.
Ooh, we got more.
Oh, how could they not?
Oh, they're back!
Oh, they did.
They're back!
The Rocket Truck Squig buggies.
So, my favorite moment in competitive 40k was the SoCal Open. I think it was 2021. And I was playing against Orks. It was the unnerfed speed mob, and I was playing Drukhari. And there's this moment where they look at the game, and they circle my army in red, and they pan over to the other game for about 5 seconds, and then they pan back after, a minute, and my whole army's gone. But the red circle's still on the screen. And they're just like, where'd the Drukhari go? And this is where they went. They went away to these things.
There was a phase in 9th edition where these things were the be-all, the end-all, the biggest, the baddest, the bestest, the squig launchers. Who knew pumping squigs into a machine gun and blasting them at the opponent would be the most effective weapon in the 41st millennium?
36-inch range to be expected. D6 plus 6 attacks, which is nothing to sneeze at. Ballistic skill 5, Orky. Strength 5, AP 1, damage 2. Blast ignores cover, indirect fire. That's good. That's really good.
This seems okay, so strength 5, AP 1, 2 damage. That's pretty much the same as now. But then so many shots. These 6 plus 6 blast?
That's really good.
Ignores cover? Indirect fire.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, bajumbaga. These things, I'm not saying it's the be-all, end-all, because the -1 to hit makes the hit on 6s. That's not super great. But if they have any ability to buff their hitting, these things might be problematic.
Yes, I agree. I'm glad they don't have the heavy keyword, because if they did, that would be bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, points, if there's some, random orc character that's +1 to hit in an aura, these things could be, really awesome.
This is also true, though. If these things are 150 points for that profile, that's very mediocre. But, 70 points for that profile, very strong.
Yeah, I mean, it will just depend on the points cost, but also, what other things cost. Ignores cover is really good on an indirect fire weapon.
Yeah, because everyone getting cover from indirect fire.
Yep.
All right. Stratagem Spotlight. Orcs is never beaten. Quentin, this one's got words.
So you select the stratagem in the fight phase after an orc unit in your army has been destroyed, and you get to fight on death. This is really cool. Orcs have something similar now, but only on characters, so now you can use it on any unit in your army, which is awesome. We saw Space Marines have a really similar one. I think theirs is only in death does duty end, so it's kind of a mirror to that. We talked a lot about the Space Marine one because Gilliman can give out free stratagems, or captains can do that, and this seems similar to that. So if orcs have some kind of mechanic to do that, free stratagems or make something cost 0, these would be really good. Gonna be awesome strat.
2 CP fighting on death is always good. More time to fight, more time to kill him. Grump him beaten, Orks is never beaten. Imagine Gaz fighting on death. Imagine Makari stick stabbing you.
Imagine Gaz and a unit of Killicans fighting on death.
Imagine the Mega Choppa fighting on death.
You think it's over.
you think you're free. The fact that it's on anything is awesome. It's so much better than just on characters, because sometimes it wasn't applicable. And like an entire unit of the boyz gets charged by some war leaders, screw it, we'll make a trade.
So one thing to note is you do have to use the strat when your unit is targeted, so if you randomly survive, then you don't get any benefit out of it.
I mean, while that is technically true, and I'm glad you made that distinction, who's, like, not killing the Orks when they hit them? You know, you're trying to kill like, if I use this strat, and then I'm still alive, and I punch you, and then I get to keep my life for 2 CP, alright, that's cool too. Yeah.
I think world leaders have the same thing, and sometimes you can just use it to make your opponent make weird choices in what they attack.
Yeah, you can mess with people's minds. That's true. That's the cunning Orks. Cunning but brutal, we calls it. Here we go. More words.
Okay. So, +2 advance, +2 charge in any Ork infantry unit. This is awesome on an army that can advance and charge.
This stacks with the Waaagh. We Waaagh, here we go! And then +2 advance, +2 charge,
yeah,
advance
so this
and
is
charge.
basically just +4 move on a unit.
Remember what I said about the guys being slow?
Not anymore!
No more.
9 plus a d6.
Wait, you could take the Stompa.
Yeah.
And make him advance and charge.
Yeah.
And then he gets +2 advance and charge.
That's correct.
And then he fights on death.
Yep.
And then everything dies.
Yeah. Oh, well, he shoots you first. He does have a gun.
Waaagh.
Because he has the def cannon and the thing.
Yeah. You gotta shoot the def cannon.
I really hope we get the 3 Stompa meta.
And it's talking over here in the little filler text about the Storm Boys. They currently have a rule to auto advance 6. Imagine if that turns into auto advance 8 +2 to charge. You getting turn 1 Waaagh by 30 Storm Boys up in here.
That sounds terrifying.
Waaagh!
I'm toughness 3, Nick.
You're toughness 3.
Yeah.
Silly elves. Word from the studio. Waaagh. So that's Orks, everybody. We good, we big, we bad, we best, we excited.
Let's see if they release what's next.
What's next? Pretty books, pretty pictures, and then nothing.
Go up a little bit.
Up a little bit.
Up a little more.
Up a little more.
Oh, they don't say.
That they don't say. They keep you guessing. They keep you guessing. They keep us guessing. But you know what? We guess we'll be back tomorrow, give or take 9 a.m. Eastern time, for another army preview.
Maybe it'll be GSC.
Maybe it'll be GSC. Everybody, even if you didn't like my accent, that's okay. It doesn't have to come back. But do us a favor and like the like button, smash the subscribe button, crump the comment section, and we'll check you out in the war room. Right, Quinn?
That sounds great.
That sounds great.
Sounds great.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'm going to figure out the end button, and we'll catch you ladies.